Hello everyone, Will the Outlaw here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Age of the Primes, Prima Prime. Every story has a beginning, and Prima Prime is canonically known as being the very first Transformer created by Primus, and therefore the first Prime and the first holder of the Matrix of Leadership. He has had many looks throughout the franchise, and this is the latest design to go along with the new Age of the Primes line. This Voyager-sized figure is not only a brand new mold, I believe it's the very first time we are getting a proper figure representation of Prima that wasn't a repaint or a tiny Prime Master. While Megatronus was the Prime I was most looking forward to, this one doesn't wholly disappoint. Taking a look at the figure itself, and at first glance, its monotone color scheme looks boring and kinda bad. However, looking closer, the design scheme this figure has is nothing short of brilliant and kinda beautiful. He's built like a Greek statue and has a marble white finish throughout the figure, reminiscent of said ancient statues. The robotic details are perfectly done and looks very much like he was created to be the bearer of light. Completing his look is the various tiny blue areas picked out precisely and symmetrically on his sculpt. His shins, shoulders, and chest have hints of the metallic blue paint. I remember when I first saw stock images of this guy and not being impressed at all. Having the figure in hand, and yeah, they need better resources when it comes to releasing promo images because they do not do this figure any favors. The head sculpt sports a standard neutral face and a very ornate helmet style. I'm really impressed with his head and with the eyes having the same blue color as the accents on the rest of the figure, and some really nice silver paint going all around the helmet, including the back. The sculpted details of the helmet are really brought out with the paint, and it really makes me wish the silver paint would have been used elsewhere on the body. The articulation is pretty standard for a Voyager. Ball-jointed head with a wide range of movement, including all the way up for some great flying poses. The shoulder pads are on double hinges and can move out of the way, and the shoulders themselves can go forward, back, in and out. Bicep swivel, more than 90 elbows. Wrist swivel, hands that can open. Hip skirts can move. Waist swivel, legs can go forward, back, in and out. Thigh cut, a little more than 90 knees, and a tiny bit of foot articulation with an ankle tilt. Every joint on this guy is tight and sturdy. I always love being surprised by a figure like this. I halfway expected it to be a loose mess for some reason, but no, everything on this figure feels really premium and is really fun to pose. I'm not sure if his character is any kind of superior warrior or anything, but he just looks way too good in these battle stances. His accessories are relatively minimal, but perfectly on character for the first Prime. First, he comes with another Matrix. This is the exact same mold that has come with multiple figures over the last several years with no change save for the coloring. He also comes with the legendary Star Saber sword. It comes in two pieces with the hilt being unpainted white, but the blade being cast in this really nice translucent blue plastic. There is some nice silver paint added to the guard with Prima's logo placed on the bottom. The coloring of the blade perfectly matches the blue of the rest of the figure and makes it look like a legitimate extension of Prima's actual body. The Matrix can be placed either in his chest or, more accurately, placed on the hilt of the Star Saber. With so many figures lately having butterfly joints, I am kinda disappointed Prima doesn't have them. Those would have been perfect for the sword-wielding character like this, and I think would have really added a lot to it. The articulation isn't that bad though, and you can still at least fake a wrist tilt to do a sword pointing pose. By the power of Grayskull! Sorry, couldn't resist. Transformation is familiar but weird. I honestly don't know how else to describe it. I mean, it's simple enough. The arms move in to form the sides and the legs fold to form the back, and the torso even does this really clever twist to go into place. However, everything feels like they're fighting against themselves and every piece bumps into each other. Once you figure everything out though, all pieces eventually fit in and snap satisfyingly together. The vehicle mode we get is, well, it's a futuristic looking truck. I guess that's my problem with it. It's definitely futuristic, but it's a familiar Earth kind of futuristic. It does kind of look like those drone bots that showed up on the War Dawn episode of the G1 series. That being said, the vehicle design continues Prima's robot look, with the whites being the prominent color, along with the silver and blue accents. Oh, hey Prima, I didn't see you there. One thing that helps with the familiarity of the alt mode is the ability of the wheels to fold up and do something of a hover mode. I know it's dumb and doesn't really make any logical sense, but I seriously love when a figure can do these hover modes. Doc Brown would be so proud. His accessories can store in this mode, with the matrix simply storing in his chest and the hilt of the sword being able to be placed here, kind of doubling as a gun of some type. There's a peg located in between the legs here in the back that the blade can peg into. It doesn't look the best, but it does fill out the gap back here. Aside from the fact that the back wheels don't really peg into place, the rest of the vehicle mode is solid and heavy, with nothing else loose or feeling like they're going anywhere. Along with the rest of the primes released so far, the alt mode, while necessary to be called Transformers, is not the real attraction here. The robot mode is. The age of the Prime so far is kind of a mixed bag. Prima Prime is the first figure I got from this line, and it didn't really impress me at first. However, the more time I spent with this guy, the more I liked it. Getting the other Primes in the line really ups the value here and makes me look forward to getting the rest of them even more. All in all, the figure itself looks and feels really good, and looks even better standing there with the other Primes. As a toy, it could have been better. It's still a fun toy, but there are better options out there right now. Bottom line, the best thing I can say about this figure is it will look really good in the display. Other than that, this wouldn't be my first choice for a pickup. Well, that was my look at Transformers Age of the Primes Prima Prime. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all soon.
Laters!
Check out my Patreon for early access to my videos and shoutouts on future videos. Join up and let's talk toys.